Hi, families. I had a request on the game, how to play the game Shake and Spell. So I was going to put together a little video for you on how to play Shake and Spell. This is a math game that we've been playing for most of the year now. It's a pretty simple game to set up and it's pretty easy to play. This game is really good for teaching kids how to break up numbers and knowing the number pairs that go into numbers. So, for example, that 1 and 9, 8 and 2, 3 and 7, so on and so forth are all number pairs for the number 10. So, for this game, you are going to need a whiteboard or paper. Whiteboard works best because they're going to be recording each time. And it's easiest if you can just erase it afterwards, and so you don't have to keep using papers. But if you don't have a whiteboard or a way to make a whiteboard at home, paper works perfectly fine. I would just recommend having them record on a separate paper, so that way you're not going through too many pieces of paper. So you'll need that. You'll also need a cup, and inside the cup you're going to need counters or anything that's two-sided. So these are the counters that we use in our class. They're red on one side, yellow on the other. Obviously, I know a lot of families don't have these at home. So this game was originally played with like dried lima beans that were colored yellow on one side, red on another. But they could also be used with scraps of paper. That is one color on one side, another color on another side. They could be used with honestly anything as long as it's got one color on one side, another color on a different side, and it's easy for kids to see. So that's the materials that you'll need. I'm going to quickly show you how to set up a game board for this. It's pretty simple. I would recommend putting a line down the middle so that way your child can easily sort the colors. And then for my students, I will typically help them with their sort. So pick one side that'll be red and one side that'll be yellow. If your child is able to do this, they can certainly do this for themselves, but this is something that I do for a lot of students to help them organize. Another thing, actually, let's go ahead and get started with that now. So the idea of the game is you shake and you spill. So you're going to shake all of the counters in the cup, and then you're going to spill them out on the game board. So I'm going to do that. And you spill them out. The next step is to sort. So I'm going to put all of my red counters on this side under red, and all of my yellow counters on this side under yellow. Okay, so once they're sorted, I'm going to count how many red counters I have and how many yellow counters I have, and I'm going to write the number below. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. So I know that I have 7 red counters and 3 yellow counters. But I need to know how many counters that I started with. So now I'm going to count all the counters together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I know that I have 10 altogether. Okay. So this is how we would typically leave it. And then they could keep playing. You do not have to erase this number unless you take out any counters. And this game can be played with any number of counters from 2 to 10. We don't go higher than 10 in kindergarten, so you don't feel like you need to go any higher than 10. But having them practice would be super awesome. So it's important that they know what number they're making, and then they're recording how many of each one on each side. If this is pretty simple for your child and you're looking for something that's a bit more challenging, we have started writing equations. So to make it slightly harder, you could give a equation frame that looks like this, and they would need to fill in how many here. You could even put the same label, so red and yellow under here, so they know that these are where to count from. And then this number is all together, and so they would need to fill in the numbers by themselves. And again, if you're looking for something more challenging, having them write the equations completely by themselves. We have had some practice writing equations, mostly as an early finishing activity, but mostly our practice has been within a equation frame. So that's what most kids are used to, but some kids will definitely be ready to write the equation by themselves, and it's just practice. So if you're playing this game a lot and you're noticing it's getting easier for your kid, try adding in another step or making the numbers higher. And practicing any number from 2 to 10 will be helpful. I hope this video helped clear things up a bit more about how to play the game Shake and Spell. Please feel free to reach out with any more questions you have on this game, or if there are any other games you'd like for me to explain. That's what I'm here for. So just let me know. Thank you.